Yep. All right, good. This is all working now. And then we do this. Okay, Brian, it's time. You're ready. I'm ready. Is the world ready? We'll never know.
The only way to find out is to do it and have people say, "Stop, I'm not ready."
Oh, good. Well, then here it comes in 3, 2, 1.
Tell me something, Skid.
I mean, it's Scud. Scud like stud, Scud.
Whatever.
Bruno Aguinaga.
This is the morning stream. It puts the lotion in the basket.
Willkommen and welcome to the morning stream here on this show for Thursday, May 7th, 2020. I'm Scott Johnson with Brian Ibbett. Good morning, Brian Ibbett.
Hello, happy Thursday to you. Happy Friday Eve, as they like to say in the tadpole.
Is that what they do? Is that what they do? They say that
Friday Eve,
okay,
which is good. I like Fridays a lot.
Yeah, I used to like them.
Might be my favorite day.
Used to
More
be my
Saturday.
favorite. Used to be my favorite, not so much anymore. I think it's I need to get back to a more normal schedule because they all feel the same to me. Like today could be Friday, and I may be just thinking it's Thursday for all I know. I don't know. What day is it?
I mean, we all need to get back to the point where days matter.
Yep.
What day of the week it is? Oh, that means something different will happen today.
Yep. I mean, we get a little of that with our schedules, but pretty much every day, at least most of the time, it's Scott and Brian in the morning, and then the rest just feels like a blur.
Scott and Brian in the morning. What's it going to be like when people listen to this show in 5 years and they're going through the archives? Oh, I just discovered your show. I'm going to listen to your archives. And they're going through this weird stage. I mean, obviously, they would have been around for the pandemic as well. Yeah, but it is going to be weird to go back and listen to these episodes 5 years from now and hear us talking about the pandemic every day.
Yeah, because there'll be no way to avoid it. I'm more curious about, let's say 100 years from now, some audio archaeologist unearths our episodes, finds them on an old server somewhere after the Great War or whatever,
Sure, yes.
And he peels those out, and then that person is going to gain so much from, because he wasn't here when it happened. He doesn't know.
Right. Exactly. He'll just be sitting there eating his Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Because it's the only restaurant to win the restaurant wars.
That's right. Hey, did you hear that movie's getting a sequel?
Oh, whatever.
That's true.
I'll believe all this stuff. No, I believe that they're planning a sequel, and I believe that they're planning a TV series for frickin' Nighthawks. But these things don't happen until they actually happen. I don't think.
According to Sylvester Stallone, it's happening. Okay. So. I mean, he's a guy that gets work done.
It's happening.
He gets stuff done. He'll make it work sometimes. It depends. Oh yeah, here it is.
I think he needs to just save his energy for Guardians of the Galaxy 3, in which we get the original comic book Guardians, of which he was.
I keep forgetting he's in that. I forget he's in that.
I know. It's so weird.
He could have been one that we said for your list yesterday, right? Because he won an Oscar for directing. Or something for Rocky, yeah.
I thought, yeah.
The first
Hold
Rocky.
on a second.
Yeah.
Why didn't that one come up in my list? Because he absolutely should have come up in my list.
I do not know.
1 second, I gotta confirm.
Yeah, this is what we do. We're rigorous about our testing, folks.
Because this will be, if this is the case, then I'm never accepting another Battle Royale from Thorgan.
Oh, is that who that was from? Thorgan, you're about to be marked,
Nope,
dude.
never won an Oscar. He was nominated for Creed, supporting actor. He was nominated for Best Actor for Rocky, and he was nominated for Best Writing and Screenplay written for the screen in Rocky, but never won.
Didn't win?
He never won an Oscar. I've never won an Oscar.
Are you hungry? Well, all right, listen to this. This is fun. Here he is saying, listen what he says. This is actual dude. Okay, so this is Sylvester Stallone saying stuff.
Stallone. All right.
Here you go.
Hello, everyone. I'm going to answer some of the questions like I promised. So many came in. It would take about 75 years to answer them all.
That means you got 3.
Well, who knows? If I keep taking my vitamins, I might just finish that. So let me just whip through the...
There's a vitamin joke he made there. Did you hear that? He's a little if you keep taking your vitamins, then you'll have enough energy to answer all your many thousands of questions.
Are you hungry for a vitamin?
Are you hungry?
Please.
All right, here we go.
Have we seen the last of Rocky?
Oh, I don't want to start there. Okay, well, apparently in some...
Man. And you've got 75 years of a YouTube video to scroll through to find the answer you're looking for.
Apparently there is some point in this Q&A where he says, it is coming. We are working on it right now with Warner Brothers, and it's looking fantastic, so it should come out.
Uh-huh.
All right.
I'm also working on a sequel to Stop or My Mom Will Shoot. We'll be looking for that in 2021. Also,
Yeah.
look for a sequel.
What, like Rhinestone? We got Rhinestone coming?
Rhinestone, yes.
Yeah.
Me and Dolly Parton getting back together for Rhinestone 2.
Yeah, I mean, look.
Want a vitamin?
He's into it, man. He's into it. See, here he is. Here he is. Hold on.
Are you hungry?
Okay, that's a fast one. And then here's a slow one.
Are you hungry?
It's really the slowing, like 5 years, 10 years from now, keep doing the 5 years thing like him in a job interview.
Yeah.
10 years from now, we're going to get a movie where Sylvester Stallone goes, "Are you hungry?"
Yeah. Or someone will send it to us and do the work for us. That's fine.
Yeah.
Too. Anyway, good luck, Sly Stallone. May your dreams of Demolition Man 2 come to fruition.
I will believe it when I see it, and I'll poop my pants, and I'll have to use the 3 shells.
I'll tell you what, since you seem so sure they're not going to do it, I'm just going to go ahead and take the opposite and say they will for sure do it. And
All right.
so this is just one of those fun things we'll track. So
Yeah, a little friendly wager, and no money involved. What is our
okay,
what are the
here's
stakes?
our
We
wager.
need stakes.
Here's stakes.
Buy you a steak.
We
if you're
got
right.
it's got to be something on the show that is
Yes.
not super embarrassing, but something that we have to like put ourselves out there. So let's think about that for a second. Brian has to use an actual 3-shell solution to his butt wiping for one day.
Can I use those three shells just to turn the knob on my bidet?
Yes.
Because I do that
Yeah,
already.
that's totally fine. But you have to have the 3 shells, and you have to videotape it so we can prove it.
I should 3D. Oh yeah, no, that's certainly not happening. I should 3D print 3 shells and mount them on the wall of the bathroom.
Ah, it's a great idea. You should do that. You've got the 3D printers. Do it.
I mean, I could also just get 3 shells from Pier 1 Imports or someplace like that. Don't they have stuff like that?
Oh my gosh, has anyone done their bathroom in Animal Crossing with 3 shells laying on the floor? Have we done that? I'm going to do that. Why hasn't that been done? I got a little table. I can lay them on the table and just put 3 in a row right next to the toilet and bidet in there.
Perfect.
I'm going to do it.
Here we go. Eaton says we should do something. It should be something with Taco Bell, like because it's Demolition Man. Taco Bell should be involved in the bet.
Yeah.
Is there anything that they have that you're like, I will not eat that?
Oh, this is good. Okay. Oh, geez. I need to see their menu. Hold on.
I do too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Taco
Pulling it up right
Bell menu. All right. Did you hear Wendy's is getting less beef because of the shutdown?
Here it is. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Here's what we do.
All right. What do you got?
Loser drinks a small cup of queso. Not one of their little tiny plastic cups, but like their whatever size is the smallest drink size that you can get.
Okay.
Filled with queso.
Okay. And we also, I mean, I hate to do this because this hurts me more than it hurts you, but we need to have a cap on the time.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I could say, well, one day it'll be
democracy.
made. Yeah, I could say one day it could be made. So we have to think like, let's give it.
Well, have they said?
He gave no dates. He said no dates. So
no dates given, no dates taken.
So I'm going to say 3 to 5 years is probably accurate.
All right. Okay.
I mean that would
I'll take that.
That would put Stallone well into his 70s. So I don't know.
If we don't have a Demolition Man by 2025,
I'll drink your
by
queso.
January 1st, 2025.
Yeah.
Then you drink a cup of whatever queso Taco Bell is serving in 5 years.
Okay, and if they do make it in that same time frame,
I'll drink a cup of queso.
Okay, we're in. We got it.
Three chalupas in a blender. 3 chalupas in a blender.
Yeah, it's my favorite of the old standards. Love that song. So good. Frank Sinatra did the best version. It was really good. All right. Well, are we hungry for queso?
Are you hungry?
Not for queso, but we'll try. We'll give it a shot. All right. Did you hear the Wendy's thing? No, they don't have enough beef. Did you hear about this?
No.
Okay. So
did they have enough beef before?
They did. They had beef, right? And then Wendy's getting hit by the whole shutting down of some of the meat processing plants. So for some reason, all the other fast food places have plenty of beef. But for whatever reason, Wendy's has no beef. How ironic it is that the company whose ad campaign in the 80s was "Where's the beef?" has no beef.
Right, no kidding.
That's
wow.
hilarious to me.
That is really funny.
I mean, I don't like that they don't have their beef, and I hope it all works out.
Where's Clara Peller when you need her?
There it is. Wendy's beef shortage update. Let's see what we got here from Blue Ridge John. Thanks for the breaking news.
We're going to make it old-fashioned with horse meat.
Wendy's beef
really
shortage will last a few more
old-fashioned.
weeks. Yeah, really old-fashioned. Wendy's expects the beef shortage that affects about 1,000 of its U.S. restaurants to continue for the foreseeable future. CEO Todd Penegor said on earnings call on Wednesday that Wendy's will probably experience a couple of weeks of challenging tightness. I get that when I eat their beef now, so I get
challenging tightness?
Yeah, I get some challenging tightness.
I like that. There's a phrase that can totally replace social distancing. Challenging tightness. I mean, it doesn't mean the same thing.
Yeah.
But I would just like that phrase to be used ad infinitum.
I tend to agree. It's pretty good. He says it's hard to quantify the material impact of the shortage and how it may affect Wendy's profits. Customers, it says, because customers could be buying other menu items instead. They also took some of the burger items off the menu in some restaurants, so you can't get like a Wendy's triple or something because there isn't enough meat to give you 3 big fat stupid patties on there, big square dumb patties on there. All right, we got a nice little comment. Do you want me to read it? Do you want to hear it in your ears?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Here you go then. This is what
I can read it. You don't need to say. I'll just read it.
Okay, you read it, and then we're gonna do this with all the news today too. Just read the news, and then we'll just when you're done.
Wendy will just read our email. Oh yeah, that seems good. Okay, yeah, okay. I'll respond to them. I'll respond to them separately and let them know what to do.
How to make great radio. Watch for our Masters series. All right, so
we have a call from a listener. If you guys hold on, I'll go listen to it.
Oh, okay. Before we do that, I have a theory about Dexter. I need to say this and get off my chest because I'm now in. Sure. We just finished season 5, so I have stuff to say about it.
What'd you think about that ending?
All right.
Season 5.
So the season 4 ending was the big one. This is the one you're thinking.
Oh,
of.
that's the big one. Okay, that was the all right.
The blood baby. Let's call it that. Let's just call it that.
Yes. A bloodbath.
Fun time, tub time. That's what we'll call it.
There you go.
So yeah, that was a hell of a thing. But then 5's interesting too. I like 5 on the whole. But I've learned something I think about Dexter in the entirety of its series so far. And again, I'm only 5 in, so haven't seen these seasons people supposedly hate or the finale everyone hated or whatever. I haven't gotten there yet. Here's the problem. Okay. Or here's the thing that I've noticed. I think that if you take Michael C. Hall out of the show, or any other actor who's good at playing Dexter, take him out of it, the rest of the show, anything that doesn't deal with Dexter directly, is kind of terrible. It's not great. Like, it's a lot of little side relationships and drama where there shouldn't be any, or fake computer-y stuff, or bad procedurals. It's like bad, like CBS Thursday night kind of content with this other thing in it that makes it really compelling, which is the Dexter side of it. Obviously, it's the whole point of the show.
That's a very valid explanation. And the fact that the only plot lines I can remember from the show were the ones that were centered around Dexter. You know, like Batista, Angel Batista, is that his name? Like constantly trying to figure out, and his sister and that sort of thing. I can't remember any plot lines that were outside of that. I know that his sister had some relationship with somebody that wasn't good for her. Maybe every season she had some relationship
all the time. Every second of that show, she has a relationship that's not good for her. All the time. And I like her, by the way. I think she's great.
Jennifer Carpenter, she is great.
Yeah, I like her a lot. Like, there's nothing wrong with her. I'm just saying the storylines around all that stuff tend to be melodramatic. Is Angel and the chief police lieutenant lady, are they going to stay together or aren't they? I don't care.
LaGuardia, was that her name?
Yeah, like lugubriousness. I don't know what it is. I don't remember. But that stuff is just...
I'm thinking LaGuardia, but it wasn't LaGuardia. It was something
else. That's an airport.
Similar enough that I think we called her LaGuardia. Yeah, it's an airport.
And he went, well, I'll stop there. But anyway,
yeah.
the point is, I just think I'm saying this has been true since day one of the show. Like, it's always been this true, and sometimes you have to come to grips with it. It's actually part of the reason I think my wife likes it so much. Isn't because so much that the Dexter stuff is compelling, and it is, and she likes that. But I think it's because all this other stuff is just like her freaking, in some ways, maybe more dramatic versions, but it's a lot like her dumb Christmas movies that she likes, or those stupid CW shows she gets into. Like, there's a little bit of that all scattered throughout this thing.
Oh my God. Speaking of which, and I do want to come back to Dexter because I do want to tell you what to watch as soon as you finish Dexter.
All right.
I'll just tell you that first because I've already gone like 3/4 down that path.
Tell me.
Once you finish La Guerta, that's it. Once you finish Dexter, watch You on Netflix.
Okay.
2 seasons. Guy works in a bookstore, sees a woman he instantly falls in love with or in lust with, but maybe goes too far in trying to garner her affection.
Some kind of stalkery kind of business.
A little stalkery. Now back to CW.
Yeah.
Because this morning I couldn't sleep, and so I got up and I watched the second half of this week's episode of The Flash.
Oh, okay. Got it. How's
In
that
the
going?
last 30 minutes of that show, the last half hour, or even less than that because of commercials, there were 6 heart-to-heart talks. There was like, and it's always the same with CW. Well, you shouldn't beat yourself up. You can only do so much, and really, if you just put your mind to it, Barry, you can do anything you want. And it's it's like every different pairing of characters. It's Joe's wife, whose name I can't remember, talking to Cisco, and then Ralph Dibny talking to Caitlin, and then Flash talking to the enemy of the week that they kind of have to work together with, and then that guy turns around and gives a heart-to-heart back to Barry later in the stupid episode.
So, having never seen Flash, you don't think I need to start now? Is that what you're telling me, or what are you saying to me? Because
I'd say it's of the CW shows, because you watched Arrow, right? The first couple seasons of Arrow.
Yeah.
You stopped at a good time.
Yeah. Stopped at 3.
I'd say you should do the same.
I'm sorry, stopped at 2. That's where I stopped. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I would say the first 3 seasons of Flash are really good, and I may get some argument with this. I don't know, but Legends of Tomorrow, with maybe the exception of this season, has been consistently nuts and fun to watch.
Okay. I keep hearing that. Despite all likelihood, somehow Legends of Tomorrow has made it work. So
yeah,
I may have to check that one out. All right.
I like that we're getting Jerry Tolbert in the chat room right now is offering his opinion. The CW kills me. When we watched Flash or Arrow, I would make hand gestures every time they had one of those moments. More fighty, less talky.
Yeah, more fighty.
100% agree. Yeah. And if there's somebody who knows comic books and translating comic books to other mediums, it's Jerry Tolbert.
It's Dr. Jerry Tolbert. Probably wearing a mask right now. That's how he do. All right, so got this nice comment from Sir Fraser. Sorry, how's it say this? Sir Fraser of Edgebastion upon Basin.
I love it.
I don't know what
Sir Fraser of Edgebastion upon Basin.
That's amazing. He says, my favorite part of TMS mashups is not knowing whether the laughter in the background is real time or part of the clips. Whatever the answer, never change, guys. Never change. I just thought that was nice.
That was very nice.
I'm glad to know that we're...
And you know what? You'll never know.
Yeah,
whether it's... Well, if you watch the video, you might know, because you'll see us laughing, but still. Yeah.
Chances are, though, you literally will never know. So good luck on that quest you got there. Also, a birthday shout-out and show dedication to somebody who I could not resist this because his wife was so freaking nice when she reached out and asked for this. So, from Erica, Meredith, and Alex, all right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
This is the birthday's actually on the 8th, but because we don't do a morning show on Fridays, I wanted to make sure we got it out on today. Cool. It is a shout out for their dad. So, hi, Scott and Brian. My husband is a huge fan of yours and listens to you all the time. In fact, I know 9 times out of 10 when he has his headphones in and is laughing, he is listening to you. He listens to you religiously. Just only on Sundays, she means then, I guess. I don't know. Just kidding. He plays video games with you. He shares your show with his friends. He has TMS mugs and prints from your show. He was always hoping to get out to Vegas to see you guys earlier this year, or was hoping to, and then they all got kiboshed. He is an awesome husband, dad, and friend, and I know he would love to get a surprise birthday shout out from the two of you on May 8th. Surprise! Also, as kids who are also fans of yours, they have written a note asking if you could wish him a happy birthday. She put the message in here, so here you go. I'm going to read this from the kids, okay? Dear Scott and Brian, it is our dad, Rob's birthday on May 8th, and he really likes your podcast, The Morning Stream. I'm glad. You know what? Most people don't specify. Some people write in and go, I can't get your show on such and such player. Which show?
We don't know which one you're talking about.
Exactly. Yeah. My brother and I were hoping you would wish him a happy birthday on your upcoming podcast. We hope you guys are staying healthy and safe. Meredith and Alex. Well, Meredith and Alex, and for that matter, Erica, a happy, huge birthday to your husband, Rob. And Rob, if you're listening, this is for you. Hold on. I don't have it up. Yep, I do. Okay. Here you go.
When's your birthday?
Oh, today it turns out. No, it's tomorrow. And then don't forget. Hold on.
I can't believe this. They forgot my birthday.
No, we didn't. We didn't forget it.
Rob.
So now this.
Happy birthday to you.
You got two. You got layered. You got a version of the real dude and Brian at the same time.
I couldn't emulate the happy birthday to you.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Anyway, we hope you have a great birthday, and we were happy to do that for you there, Rob. Now, it may seem to some of you like, oh, you didn't do this for my birthday. You gotta write in and be as nice as Erica was. She was like,
you need
so
to. You
nice.
don't write in yourself. You need to have someone who likes you write in for you.
Yeah.
And so
yeah, if you call in and say, I need you guys to dedicate that day to my birthday, probably not going to happen. All right.
Hey, I've got a shout out too, and the listener, after talking to him, said, you know what, maybe it's best if I remain anonymous. He actually sent us some goodies, by the way. So look for goodies coming to you soon.
All right.
But all the talk about doctors and nurses and people in essential services stores that are dealing with the public right now, all those people are very well and deserving of accolades and thanks for all the work they're doing through all this while we all sit at home and binge Netflix. We also need to send a thank you to the people who work in the unemployment offices around the country, because not only are they constantly taking calls and constantly having to help people with their stuff, they're getting a lot of abuse on the phone and stuff like that. So big shout out to our anonymous listener whose wife works for the South Carolina unemployment office. Definitely one of our unsung heroes right now. So,
and I have a video message. Only the chat room's going to see this, but a video message for anyone giving those people a hard time. There it is. You guys see that in the chat? That's for them. All right, it's a gif of me flipping people off.
Oh, okay, good.
No, that's yeah. You don't think? I mean, honestly, there's so many complex systems in place. You forget about most of these people, right? Like you just forget that someone has to do this. Someone has to process things. Someone has to make this stuff work. So it's not just the people who are out of work. It's people who have to process that. That's a depressing job. And hats off to you, man, for sure. And everybody who may be involved in such things. So there you go.
All right.
Very nice. Anonymous person. All right, Brian. You know what? Time now is for this. I thought I could smell toast there for a second. Anyway, hey, it's the news, and it's brought to you by...
The episode this is sponsored by There Will Be Dungeons Teas from Phoenix Pearl Tea. To celebrate 100 episodes and 2 years of great shows, we're offering 20% off of any There Will Be Dungeons Teas with the promo code TWBD100. That's TWBD100. Just use TWBD100 at checkout and go to phoenixpearltea.com/TWBD to check it out.
Yeah. And also, so if this is the first you're hearing about the Frog Pants D&D show called There Will Be Dungeons, check it out at therewillbedungeons.com. Give it a listen. See if you like it. It's what those teas are based on. And we have a really good time. We play every Sunday. Did you play this last weekend? You did, didn't you?
Sure did. Yep.
How'd it go? How was your, how long this time? How long did you play?
We only did 4 hours this time.
Not bad.
We defeated a dragon that we weren't supposed to be able to defeat. Like, basically, it said in the notes, at this early level stage, your adventurers won't be able to defeat this dragon. It'll fly off before before they can kill it. So I guess we were gonna like run into it later on in the campaign, but apparently we killed it. We rolled well.
Oh, good. That's
And
awesome.
You rolled poorly.
Poorly. You have rolled poorly.
Yes. So so we're continuing on. It was a good stopping point too, because we defeated the dragon. We had a little turnabout, a little surprise twist
Ooh.
from somebody that was with us that turned out to be working for the other side.
Mm-hmm.
And then we continue on. So
Nice.
we pick it back up Saturday.
Nice. I love when me and my friends are all playing D&D. It's good stuff.
It's fun. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
kind of having a blast.
Good. All right, here's your first story of the day. Cops have raided a strip club, where they strip, they take their clothes off. Their song is, "You have to take your clothes off." They don't do that, don't have to. You
have a
to.
good time.
Yep.
Oh,
no. Anyway.
Jermaine Stewart?
Jermaine Stewart, I believe, is the correct name of that singer. I may or may not have owned that album. I will not admit to it.
Really?
Maybe. It was catchy. It was an earworm. I may have had the single tape or something, like a single. Remember those single tapes? Do you remember those?
I do remember this. The Casingles, I think, was the portmanteau that they came up with for those.
Yeah. They're like $2.
Yeah. What a song, right? Like, we don't have to take our clothes off to have a good time. He also had a follow-up single. We should go out and pull weeds to keep the yard clean. Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was a boring dude. He was what he was?
Like,
he was a 1980s never nude. That's what he was.
Yeah, I think so, exactly.
Yep.
Maybe instead of kissing, we could just play Monopoly.
Luke, no, that is not an Eddie Murphy song. You're thinking of other bad music.
Party
from
All
the
the
80s.
Time is an Eddie Murphy song, or
Party
in the
all
butt.
the
Hooky
time.
in your butt.
Yeah, Party All the Time sucked. It was a bad
It really
song.
did. Yeah. Do you remember who was with him on that song? Who produced it?
Yes, it was. Hold on, I know this.
You do know this because he's a super freak. Super freak.
Oh, right. What's his name? Does them all the time in his act.
Chappelle does, yes.
Hold on. Stop. Wait, hold it. James Brown. No, James. Not James Brown. Rick James. That's it.
There you go. Rick James.
That hurt. That actually hurt.
It's fun watching you dig deep into those crevices and pull that out.
Oh, you got a process of elimination. You start at the top
Johnny
of the
Murphy.
pyramid. Johnny Murphy. Travis Scott. All right, here we go. Anyway, here's the deal. The cops raided this strip club because it tried to open as a restaurant with entertainment with no lap dances. So their way of getting around this was, hey, strip clubs are not considered essential businesses, and we're not part of this, the light reopening. Some restaurants were. So their idea was, hey, what if we're a restaurant with some entertainment? And we're not a strip club. We're a restaurant with entertainment. Anyway, I don't know what this menu looks like, but Texas Strip Club tried to rebrand itself as this place and was forced to shut down shortly after it opened its doors on midnight on Friday, the first day of Governor Greg Abbott's Phase 1 reopening plan. Sorry, I had a bad thought and I won't say it. The plan allows retail stores, movie theaters, malls, and restaurants to open with 25% capacity after a 6-week coronavirus lockdown. By the way, we had a mall do this. It was like 25% of the mall was open. And they had crazy stuff in place for anybody who went into that place. Did you have any of that? Are you guys anywhere close to doing anything like that? Like little half opens?
This weekend, we switched from, in Jefferson County, we switched from the stay-at-home order to a safer at-home order, and stuff starts to open up. My visualization for this, by the way, like when you describe, all right, 25% of the mall is open, and we've got some crazy things in place.
Yeah.
I would love it if it looked like they had taken tape and made a grid on the ground, and you can only move out of your square when a square around you is open. So basically, it's like a big sliding number puzzle of people.
I love that idea.
Well, I'm trying to get to the Claire's Boutique over there.
Yep.
So let's see. You're going to have to move 2 spaces forward, and then I can move 1 space. And
yeah. Hey, guy next to the Gap Kids, you move up 1. I need to get over here because if I'm going to make it to Spencer's by 5, we need to get going.
That's right. It's the plastic little car rush hour game.
That's
is
amazing.
Basically what we're doing.
I love that idea. Yeah. The way this one was is it was just certain stores, and then traffic up and down the I almost say causeway. What do you call whatever the big halls of your mall?
Yeah.
Was limited and sort of policed by some people to make sure people were staying apart and stuff like that. So
they've been doing arrows in the grocery stores. I haven't seen this, but Tina's seen this, where when you're going down the aisles for the grocery store, you have to follow the arrows. So in other words, you can't say, oh, I'm going to go 4 aisles down, I just need some baking soda or whatever. Right. You have to go, if that arrow is facing the wrong, it's like basically a one-way.
Well, yeah, they're one-way traffic in those halls now.
One-way traffic, and so you basically have to say, all right, I need to go down the aisle adjacent to it and come back and grab baking soda on the way.
Yeah, well, ours are doing that as well, and they also have the checkouts where they have foot marks 6 feet away, and then they go super far back, and yeah, they're doing all that stuff. Yeah, and the people who just cut the arrows and don't care. Here's another gift for them. That's for them.
Are you reusing the same GIF, by the way?
Same GIF. I have one of you as well. Hold on. Where is it? Oh, that's not it. That's Bernard. Hold on. Where is it? Oh, I know. So I have this one I used for Brian. Oh, dang it. It got replaced. I'll find it later, but I got this awesome one. The one where you're doing your thing and you flip your headphones off. And it's
flip
all
my
blurry.
headphones off because I'm headbanging?
Yeah, it's a great loop, so I've been using that.
It feels like it was just last week.
Yeah, because it was. All right, don't eat the food at that strip club is all I'm saying. All right, up next, we got this story here about Amelon. That's not a word. Alabama police. Amelon.
Amelon.
You know, Amelon.
Yeah,
Search for aggressive chicken after attacking people at ATMs. So people are getting their cash out or in or whatever, and this aggressive chicken is out there pecking them to death. Police are
they're called murder chickens, I think is the appropriate term. Murder chickens.
Man, the press just really wants
murder
us to be
fowl.
afraid. Murder fowl. Murder most foul.
Alabama murder fowl.
I like it. Let's see. This is they say it's accused of engaging in foul play at an Alabama bank. The Walker Police Department responded to a complaint about the brazen animal on Friday. The agency said in a social media post over the weekend, witnesses told police that the chicken had been spotted at the bank multiple times last week, approaching patrons at the ATM, chasing customers, and even attempting to climb into cars in the drive-thru while they were going through the drive-thru.
Wow.
Oh, man, that's an aggressive chicken right there. But they found the pesky poultry had already escaped. But they just really wanted to get into these alliterative bird jokes, I've noticed. The suspect remains on the loose, and police advise residents to avoid confronting the animal. Instead, call for help.
He is winged and dangerous.
Yep. He's got a beak, and he's not afraid to use it.
That's right.
Never bring a beak to a knife fight, or however that goes.
And oddly enough, he's really good at tic-tac-toe. We can't figure out why.
Yeah. It's weird. It's more like peck-tac-toe. Anyway. Good luck down there in Alabama, and try not to get your eyes poked out by an angry chicken.
No kidding.
Nothing to do with the Angry Chicken podcast. Hey, one quick note here about the guy at this strip club. I think we may have talked about this, but the strip club that we had that was not a full nudie place, but it was down in Midvale or wherever. It's gone now, I've noticed last time I drove by there. But I think
it all depends on whether or not they serve alcohol, right? It's you can't have both alcohol and full nudity, so you got to pick one.
You got to pick one and stick to it. And I think they stuck to the alcohol, I think.
Yeah.
But their logo is a upside down triangle.
Okay.
For reasons, right?
Well, of course, yes.
And they apparently, when I worked out in that area, the rumor was, and I never tried it, so I don't know, but the rumor was they had the best chicken salad sandwich in the valley. So you could go there and just have the best chicken salad sandwich. No matter your proclivities toward the entertainment or not, you could have that. And I never could get the guts for me and my work pals to go in there. But some of them had gone and said, oh, yeah, it's a great sandwich. And my thinking was, I don't want a sandwich made by naked people. And they said to me, well, then strippers don't make the sandwiches.
Yeah. Yeah, what do you think happens at a strip club? Like they're sitting there, like it's a Subway, and you're just walking down, let me get some of the green peppers on there. Yeah, a couple squirts of oil and vinegar. All right, thanks.
It was a weird. I couldn't get it out of my head that it was just naked people making everything, like taking your ID at the door, bringing your drinks, dancing, of course, and stripping.
Dylan McDermott working the steak fries over over on the grill.
Deep
yeah,
cut.
the place here, Diamond Cabaret, was also well known for its steak. Like that was, and it makes me think with you saying that, and the Diamond Cabaret being known for their steak, makes me think, maybe they're the ones starting these rumors as an excuse to get people to come there, as opposed to actual patrons saying, "Oh no, the steak's fantastic."
I'm starting to think you might be right about that.
By the way, your the place you're describing that has the triangle logo, far better than the place here in Denver called Shotgun Willie's.
Oh, what do we got there?
Their signage features a old miner holding a shotgun that is flaccid.
Oh,
like the shotgun has a warped bend to it.
So that seems like a place I wouldn't want to go then.
It does feel like maybe it's not not the right message they're trying to send. Yes.
Yeah, I would agree. So I just did a cursory Google search for local Utah strip clubs because I have no idea what's
Sure.
There are apparently a few of these. One's called Trails Men's Club. Don't know what that is. That's downtown. Exotic Kitty. Ooh. And Southern Exposure. Oh, that's the place. Are they back?
Southern Exposure. Well, there you go. That sounds like it's the.
And they have they only have 2.5 stars. All these other have like 4.5 stars. This has 2.5 stars. So apparently the chicken salad did not save them from.
I just put an image of the signage for Shotgun Willie's in the chat room.
Oh my gosh, let me see this. I just don't think that's the message you want to send.
No, that's not really the thing that they're trying to sell there. Yeah.
No, I don't know about that. All right. Yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to make sure we got that out of the way. Let's get to this story about a naked man. Oh, good transition.
Oh, geez. Alexander, I hope you're not listening today.
He probably is, but it's okay. He's getting older, getting smarter. And we're not here to, we don't work two blues. Alexander, you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
He's a good kid. I'm not worried about him. All right, here's the deal. Naked man and woman caught running through a Tulsa mall. Ooh, no.
Wow, look at that. Not just bringing back the naked callback, but also a mall callback, too.
That's right. Tulsa police responded to the Woodland Hills Mall. Isn't there a Woodland Hills Mall in every city? That sounds so familiar.
I feel like it, yeah.
Or at least it's like talked about in movies and stuff. Anyway, for a disturbance caused by a naked man and woman, Corporal Brian Cullum said it started with a stalled vehicle, or a call about one, and a woman getting out of the vehicle, naked and running. Her clothes were found in the car. Police said the man followed the woman and was carrying a pit bull on his shoulders. Oh, let's bury the lead.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why was that not in the headline?
Yeah, let's bury the lead, everybody. Bury the lead.
Naked man wearing pit bull chases naked woman through Tulsa Mall.
Yeah.
That feels like...
Yeah, a few extra words. Not a problem. You could have fit them in the masthead. It wouldn't have been a problem. You're absolutely right. Officer said they got a call about every half block from citizens.
Made it easier to track them with little push pins on a map. Their trajectory, seeing where they're going.
Imagine that, just like, bling! There's a guy running down the hill thing with a pit bull on his shoulder and his doodle's out. Okay, thank you, sir.
Now he's at 6th and Bannock. Oh, now he's at 7th and Bannock. Oh, now he's at 8th and Bannock.
Yeah, you need computers like they had in Enemy of the State. That's how you take care of that.
There you go. Exactly.
Those were terrible. All right. Let's see.
Doesn't help if they don't have a phone on them.
No.
You could trace their SIM card location.
No, it's no good. It says Column said they found the man's clothes in a parking lot between a restaurant and the mall. He said drugs were found in the clothes. You think? I'll bet they're also found in the people if you went and looked. Officers,
oddly enough,
yeah.
Pitbull fully dressed.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah,
just like the rapper. Or is he a rapper? I don't know. He is a rapper.
That's the only song that I know. Yeah.
I don't know any Pitbull at all. I mean, I know who he is, but not really a consumer of what he's putting out there.
Yeah.
No, it's okay for those who like him. Hey.
Totally fine, but that's a circle that is so far from my Venn diagram that never the twain shall meet.
Yep, Brian's been jerked from that circle. That's what's happening.
Wait, Timber wasn't. Timber was Pitbull. I know it was Kesha.
Kadallerha did it. Yeah.
Yeah, but
I'm
was
yelling
he in
Timber,
that song also?
better run. That's totally Kadallerha. Did they do it together? Maybe it was a.
They must have. He must have been the featured artist. Kadallerha featuring Pitbull.
Yeah, feet Pitbull. All right, where was I? Oh, Okay, so officers went into the mall, found the couple hugging each other, nude. He said Macy's employees.
Just hugging.
Well, oh yeah. Macy's employees had wrapped a towel around them both, like my dad with the TV in the scene.
Right.
Put a towel on it. Throw a towel on it.
Macy's said, "Hey, yeah, we don't need that back."
Yeah, you guys keep it. You guys keep that towel. It's on us.
Yeah,
it's on you.
It's on you, but it's on us.
Yeah, it's on us. On you. Column said when the man and the woman saw the police, they ran away, and the man ran toward the officers. She was taken into custody. That's a weird sentence. She ran away. Oh, the man ran away, and the woman ran toward.
Away, the woman was taken into custody.
Yeah, I mixed them up. They said the man destroyed plastic displays, broke glass, and cut his arm. Police said they followed the path of destruction and blood until they found the man in his sock department. That's a perfect place to go when you're naked.
Sock department.
You go in there and you go
full... Red Hot
full...
Chili Peppers.
Yeah,
you know.
You go full Anthony Kiedis and you come out of there with one on your dung.
Not naked anymore.
Can't arrest me now. Blood, sex, magic, whatever. I don't know the name of that album. Anyway, that's a great story.
I kind of would much rather have Nicolas Cage in a movie adaptation of this than of Tiger King.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah. Where's my pit bull?
He's also producing, it was revealed yesterday. He's like putting all his money into it and everything.
Great.
I don't know, man. I'm worried.
No, they don't give you Superman, they give you Tiger King.
Sure. Have you ever seen that weird footage, that pre-footage that never got... Oh,
yeah, with him in costume.
It's weird.
It is really weird, yeah.
Do not like... There is a reason that got canceled. That was no good, man.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Here's a story. Another one. I worked hard today to find stuff that wasn't COVID-19 related. I only had the one. So the strip club, and that's it. Everything else is just normal. All right.
I know. Well done. Good job, by the way.
You know, sometimes you got to give people a break from this. We're all living it. We may as well have something else to talk about. So how about this one? This is about a man who crashed into a home, threw his underwear at officers, and then got arrested.
Okay.
A Springfield man.
There's a city that's in every state.
Marge. It is. You're right. We have a Springville. We don't have a Springfield. We have Springville. Springville, Utah is very nice, actually. It would not surprise me. Let's just throw this out there into the wind.
Okay.
It wouldn't surprise me that at some point in my life, before it's over, if there was such a thing as retirement for me, there probably isn't, but let's say there was, I'd buy 3 acres of cheap land in Springville and have a couple goats, maybe a
nice little farm.
Yeah, a little farm. Just live like the old times, you know? That I don't know anything about other than that I admire it, and I wouldn't know how to I wouldn't know how to milk a cow if you presented me with the teat right now.
I'm sure there's a YouTube video that you can look at.
Yeah, or I could start a YouTube channel about our hot new farm, and
there you go, and a podcast, a video series. Yeah.
I'd still do TMS every morning with Brian, and then I'd go off to do my farming and film it, and before you know it, YouTube, boom, finally, they have a reason to not ban me. Okay,
6 a.m. time for milking.
Yeah. Time for milking. Oh, those guys are like 4 a.m. In fact, isn't that clip 4 a.m.? I think it is 4 a.m.
It might be 4 a.m. Yeah, might be the quote.
Milking. I think I have it. Hold on.
Here's Milky, the marvelous milking cow.
Nope, that's a different thing. I guess I don't have it. Here's Milky. Hey, what should we name our milk cow, Brian? How about Milky?
Milky.
I love the idea of just naming stuff the most obvious thing. Like,
we don't really have a marketing department. I'll just come up with something.
Yeah.
Milky.
How about the male cow? Let's call him Beefy. What about the dog? Hey, Barky. Like, what are you doing?
Right, exactly. Yes. Well, it'd be Doggy. Doggy the dog.
Doggy the dog. That's so dumb. We had a neighbor who had a dog named Kitty. We thought that was kind of funny. That dog peed on everything they owned. Everything.
Really?
Pillows, beds, couches. It just had to mark everything. It was a beagle, and it was just out of control. I don't know why they didn't just get rid of it.
That dog would last about a week with Tina. That is the short trip back to wherever you came from for any animal that comes into this house. You pee on something, you poop on something.
Yeah.
You get a warning the second time. All right, back to the pound.
There's not even 3 strikes. You get the 2 strikes.
No,
that's it.
no, you get a warning and that's it.
I know Wicked Truth. Kim Price, member of our community for a long time.
Yeah.
She's got a little goat farm going.
She does.
I'd probably talk to her before I did anything.
There you go.
Yeah.
She'd probably tell you the best goats to buy.
Yeah. Maybe she could give me one of her goats, or she could breed goat babies. What are they called?
There
Kids.
you go.
Kids,
Perfect.
right? Aren't they called kids?
Kids. Yep.
Yeah. The kids are all right. All right. Man crashes into home, throws his underwear. Springfield man facing charges for allegedly destroying a home and running from police officers. Springfield police said, "Hey, Lou, what do you..." I can't help but think of The Simpsons through this whole discussion, but whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, police say they responded to the 1700 block of South blah blah. We don't care about the place. On midnight, they found a silver Ford Escape and found that it had crashed into a home, making it undrivable or unlivable. Both cases. The house is unlivable. The car is undrivable.
And really, to be honest, the car is unlivable and the house is undrivable too. So
It'd go other way. Totally true. In fact, that house was never drivable unless it was a mobile home, and then we have an argument.
Oh yeah, good point.
The suspect, 31-year-old Alfonso Brown. Oh, that's a great name.
Mm-hmm.
Alfonso Brown.
Alfonso Brown.
He fled the scene and was later found wearing only underwear, a white tank top, and black boots. That's a good look.
Found in the sock department.
Yep. Officer says he smelled of alcohol. Brown then reportedly kicked and spit at the officer and tried to bite one of them. Brown was arrested on a DUI charge. Clear plastic bag was later found inside the vehicle Brown was driving. 4 pills inside the bag tested positive for suspected ecstasy.
There you go.
Didn't want to come out. It wanted to come out as ecstasy.
Ecstasy.
Yeah. What was going on there. After bringing Brown to the Sangamon?
Yeah, Sangamon.
Sangmagoon.
Sending you up the river to Sangmagoon.
That's right.
You're never going to come back from there.
Right. You'll never see the light of day. Police say he threw his underwear at an officer, hitting him in the duty belt.
Just like duty belt.
Yeah, I love that term. That's pretty good. Where'd he hit you?
The duty belt.
In court. Like, well, Your Honor, he threw it and it hit me directly in the duty belt. Please don't laugh. All right. We're going to take a break. When we come back, it's my sister, the therapist, coming on to talk about an email we got. And we're excited to have her back. So it'll be Therapy Thursday for everybody. Before that, a song selection from the large, vast catalog that is Brian Ibbett.
Yeah, and this is a good one. If you like this song, make sure you check out the video, because here's the deal. This is a singer named Bazari.
The morning stream.
It'll burn and burn and burn. They won't be able to sit down because of the burning in their butthole.
Bob is hungry, and the soup looks good.
Almost as good as the chicken salad.
The morning stream. Am I still here? Hello?
All right, we're back, everybody. I didn't mean to screw that up, but man, this guy, remember this guy?
It'll burn and burn and burn.
Oh.
They won't be able to sit down because of the burning in their butthole.
I mean, look, that's a great preacher.
Don't remember that.
It's an old clip we played a long time ago, but that's the kind of preacher you want on your Sunday
Yes,
mornings.
for sure. Any religious reference to the butthole is a good one.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a solid experience on your Sunday morning. All right. Let's get Wendy in here to talk stuff.
Yeah.
Give me but a moment to add her to the call and bring her hither. See, she picks right up like last week. That was amazing. Remember that? I was like...
Yeah, it was instantaneous. Like she was sitting by the phone.
Yeah, it's something I like to see.
Just waiting for our call.
Yeah, nothing yet here. Don't see it. Waiting. Oh, checking the text, see if there's anything. No. Wendy, you there? No, still ringing. Still the thing of ringage.
The rings of ringage.
Yeah.
The squares of ringage.
Right, yeah, the rounded squares of ringage. Oh, hi. Hello?
Hi.
Oh,
Hello.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
How are you?
Hello.
Hi. Say something to
Oh,
me.
now that we've gotten that covered.
Here, I'm going to move us to Central. I think it'll help her speed. Hold on. Okay. Hi, Wendy. Can you hear us okay? Hello? Hello, Wendy. I don't hear her at all.
Moved to a different region and lost Wendy.
Yeah. Moved to her region. To the Central time zone. And yet still, let's try East. Wendy, are you there? Oh, still nothing. Let's try Central again. Does this make any sense to you? On the server location thing, it's cool. It got flags and show you where to go and everything. But it's all out of order. The order goes Central, East, South, West. Shouldn't it be
so
East?
it's alphabetical order.
Oh, it's alphabetical.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, it doesn't make sense. It really should be, moving from west to east, if you ask me. But.
Yeah, that's what I would do, but it's not, and it's weird. Wendy, are you there? Can I hear you now?
I am, yeah.
Oh, there you are. That was weird. What was that? That was weird. I didn't like any of that. Are you there still?
Okay.
Are you still there? Okay.
Here.
All right.
Let's follow every sentence with, are you still there?
Yeah, you still there? Everything I'm going to ask you today is going to be like that. All right, here's Wendy's theme.
Something wrong, Batman? Has anybody seen Wendy?
All kids are little cheating, sneaky little butts.
Cheating, sneaky little butts. Hey, my sister Wendy on the phone. She is also a therapist, helps people with real problems, but comes on this show once a week and helps us with some of our own. It's always been great to have you here. How are you? How's things?
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Same. All the same. Every day is the same.
Yeah. You guys, have you decided that you're going to make every week? You're going to make the Dorito salad that Mom used to make. Are you going to keep doing that?
No, we did it. We did it one night. It's so gross.
It is gross. It's so gross.
I know, but I had to do it. And Abe goes, "Oh, this reminds me. We used to eat this all the time." I'm all, "Dude, you've had this once before." He's like, "But it feels like it was a million times."
He feels your genetic pull or something. There's something going on there.
Maybe.
Yeah.
He wishes he was a kid in the late 80s.
We have some in the chat are raising eyebrows to this. So basically, when Wendy and I were growing up in the 80s, we had a mother, 70s and 80s, I guess, because I remember this was as young as like 5 or 6 years old or something. She was always making it. But she would take this, you get a bag of regular old nacho cheese Doritos, just the most basic Dorito type. And then you get a bowl full of lettuce. And you dump a bunch of Doritos in there, and then you mix in, was it French dressing? I think.
No, Catalina.
Catalina dressing. Thank you.
Which is what?
It's worse. It's like candy syrup or whatever that is. I don't even know what it is. Sour candy syrup, and then mix it all together. And that was a thing she made all the time for like events, campouts, picnics, parties, whatever. There was always this Dorito salad thing around, and it wasn't like a cultural thing. It wasn't a local or regional thing.
Like the Jello salad or the Jello ring or anything.
No,
like that.
You'd think it might be something like that, but I think it was 100% my mom. I can't think of any
new invention. I love it.
Yeah,
I feel like a Dorito bag fell over, landed in a salad.
It's like the commercial discovery of the Reese's peanut butter cup, like peanut butter in my chocolate. You got chocolate in my peanut butter.
Yeah, except it's a terrible combo, and it should have been not decided upon.
Doritos in my bag of lettuce.
Yeah, this is a very odd thing.
Iceberg.
Yeah,
it's gross.
So did your kids like it, or were they horrified?
3 of them did. They were like, "Yeah, this is good," and the other one's like, "What are you doing? This is disgusting." I can't even remember which kid it was now. I was like, "Well, that's the once every decade I'll make this." So we're done for the 2020 decade.
I love that you did it, and that's amazing. And I'm can't wait to. I may do it here just for laughs.
Don't. I do not recommend it.
I might do it for laughs. Did you tell Mom what you thought, or has she been made aware at all
No,
of what you've done?
I didn't want her to feel bad about her legacy, so I didn't say anything.
Yeah, I think that's probably wise. All right. Hey, here we are doing one of these. We got an email this week, and we figured this would be a good jump off today, so we're going to go ahead and read it and then go from there. It was actually sent into the show Kim and I do together, but I think it's just way more appropriate to what we do here on Thursday. So here is what it is. This is from someone we'll call N. It says, "My son has been going through a nightmare phase. We watched a scary YouTube video, and now he's scared to go to bed. I feel like I've tried everything. I have talked to him about what's going on, and I encourage him. I've tried using lavender-scented wax melts, having him take a lavender-scented bath, and closing the closet doors. I tried telling him to picture the Avengers have what is scaring him locked in a jail, or to imagine the scary thing looking funny or having a funny voice. These are all things I've tried, by the way, so this is good. He has to listen to stories to fall asleep, and he has to use a nightlight. His dad has talked to him and told him to wear a shirt that is his favorite or makes him feel strong and confident while he's in bed. Things have gotten better, but I was wondering if any of your kids had something like this and or what you would do to help them. Thanks. All right. So real quick here, my oldest daughter, Taylor, when she was probably 4 to 6 years old, in that range, had full-on night terrors, like screeching, horrible night terrors, where she would wake up and just be screaming at the top of her lungs. I'd run in there to see if, what's going on, and like at 3 o'clock in the morning, and she would be sitting up in bed, hair all disheveled, screaming in terror and looking right through me, like I'm not even in the room. So she was like awake,
eyes open.
Yes, but
yes,
still dreaming, I guess, or whatever.
That's how those night terrors work. The eyes are usually open, and they're just like they're looking at a point beyond you.
Yeah, because it's really disconcerting. It sucks. It's not a fun experience, and we would have to do all we could to try to calm her down. She was also deathly afraid of weather events. This isn't true anymore, but when she was little, anything that looked like big clouds gathering would really freak her out. She thought that meant a giant storm was coming, and sometimes she would be up at night having dreams about this stuff, and those dreams would turn into some of the night terrors, or sometimes she'd just wake up with a bad dream and come in and talk to us. So I tried all those same things. Like Dad did with me, I've told that story about that giant creature that came stomping down the hall over and over every night for weeks, and my dad finally said, look, just picture the room as a nice, beautiful garden, and then when he gets here, he won't be able to be mean anymore because it'll be too nice in here. And he was right, and it totally worked. And then that creature broke down and cried and sat on the edge of my bed and became my little secret friend. And he took over the body of a bird. I've told this story before, but it was to me, as a little kid, it was as real as real can get. So
it was real to me.
So that stuff can work, right? Like you're using your kids' imagination and stuff.
In fact, everything they've said is awesome. Great advice to do. And here, real quick, I must have missed. Did they say how old the kid is?
No, they did not give an age, which kind of bums me out because that's important, right?
23.
Oh boy, that's another
23.
Well, I think. Some of it they can outgrow. But then the other question I'd love to know. Hopefully they're listening and they can just jot this in. But is the kids struggle with anxiety generally? Mm-hmm. Because I think Taylor, what you were describing is some more general anxious behavior and thinking, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
And so showing up as a night terror, it's often nightmares and night terrors can be an extension of sort of more general anxiety or even specific anxieties that are, haunt them in the daytime.
Right.
So that's a good question. But then there's the thing that I'm suspecting, and maybe this kid's got some other stuff going on, but there's nothing like a nice YouTube video to scare you to the core. And it's going to just take a while for that to process through. And here, they're doing all the right things. Absolutely. It's a little bit of patience. And one other thing is if the kid is not generally anxious, and this is sort of just a temporary phase, they're saying the right things. But the sort of secondary thinking I think they should have that can be helpful is also helpful if it's anxiety as well, which is to make sure that you don't match their distress, right? Mm-hmm. It's very easy when you're anxious anxiety is contagious to some extent, right? Especially between parents and children. And so if the parents are anxious, the kids aren't sure things are sort of safe. And so they develop anxiety as a strategy to manage the uncertainty they're feeling. They feel it, right? Mm-hmm. So vice versa, if you are feeling like it's all good, this is a normal part of childhood, you're not discounting, don't get me wrong, but the kid's going to be fine and you've got these awesome tools and we believe in you and we love you and you're sort of, this will pass. These things come and then they go. And that's why, we're careful what we watch on TV because sometimes it gets in our brain or, whatever. But you're encouraging confidence and it sounds like they've kind of already got that going. But to make sure that it really is coming authentically from them, because this is not uncommon, not a big deal. It feels like it because anything in the middle of the night feels like a big deal, right? So a kid waking up screaming, you think this has got to be the end of the world. And there are cases where it's related to lots of other different things. In this case, it seems pretty straightforward that we've got a scary video. They've got lots of good tools. The kid will eventually, this will stop. The less a deal you make it. Now, I understand what happens is there's rituals and things that happen before bed that can either strengthen this or make it worse. And so, to be very careful that you're not doing every last thing he demands you to do to try to feel safe. And not that this is OCD, but it's related to how OCD can play out. So really quick, OCD is essentially not enough serotonin in the brain. And the brain will glitch in a particular way. And it's like there's a monster in your head that's telling you have to go check the oven 15 times before you can leave the house. So you check the oven to feel better for a second, and then you drive away, and then that feeling comes back. So you go back and you check the oven, and then you feel better. And when you're doing that, you're actually building the monster. So every time you check to feel and then feel better, it's just proven that monster is right. And it's like a troll. It's like feeding the troll, right? And so the opposite is what you have to do, right? Which is learn to self-soothe and not do the behavior that OCD is demanding of you. So this is obviously not an OCD case, but the same principle applies of if you're going to feed the nightmares, you can feed them in certain ways and you can deprive them in certain ways. And so general comfort, encouraging him that he's got this and he's got these cool tools and, we love him and you're safe and, all good. But if he's like, okay, I got to brush my teeth with my left hand and then and then spin once, like if he starts to come up with magical tools that are not related to self-soothing in a functional way, for example, deep breathing and tightening and relaxing his muscles, like you can do some relaxation that is known to actually relax versus a kid can get, it's like baseball and superstition, right? It kind of goes hand in hand with childhood. And so you're just careful that you're not making it more intense, more anxious based because you want him so badly to not have these bad dreams that you're ready to help circumvent them by doing whatever. You got to just be a little bit careful about that. It doesn't sound like they're doing that. I'm just throwing that ad in as extra caution to not make it about them. And then if there is extra general anxiety, sort of seeing it as somewhat connected. And then, if the kid's highly
No.
Oh no.
Highly
immaculate.
I bet she meant imaginative.
Imaginative.
Yeah. Highly Let's see if we can get her back. That was weird. She cut out. She cut right out. All right, we switched servers. Maybe this will help. Hi, Wendy, you there? Can you hear us? No. Let's try Central. Wendy, you there?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was weird. No, I don't know. Something cut you out. Brian and I didn't leave, but you were gone for a second. Your internet blipped or something. Anyway, you were saying if the kid is highly imaginative, and then you got schmooped.
If the kid's highly imaginative, like Scott, you obviously were and are, and few of my kids are, we have to be so careful what they get to see. And we're wrong half the time about what will alarm them. So yesterday, Pete, we read the story of Helen Keller.
Yeah.
And we get to the end, and it's an amazing, amazing story. Yeah. And it isn't a kid book. It's not like the adult version. And he is just overcome and just like trying not to cry. And I'm like, are you okay? He's just like, it's amazing and so sad and so amazing. Like he can't watch Pixar shorts. There's like so many things we can't show this kid because it's just overwhelming to him.
Yeah.
And so every kid's different and you got to know their kid. So obviously this kid saw a scary thing and maybe it's a one-off, but you can now see like, whoa, we got to wait till he's 12 before he can see other things.
Yeah, that's entirely possible. So, and this is when you brought up the whole OCD or, some of the tics that may be present and be aware of those and be careful about all that and everything. It reminds me of when Nick was about 4 or 5, maybe the same age range, when he had a nightmare And he did this on his own. We didn't tell him. This wasn't a coping mechanism we told him about. And it worried me for a while. But it all passed, and he didn't do it after a while, and we didn't worry about it ever again. But he would get up after the nightmare, and we'd hear this in the night. Get up, bathroom light would turn on, door would open, and he would brush his teeth. And he was convinced that the only way to get rid of the nightmares was to brush his teeth in the middle of the night. Even though he'd brushed them before he went to bed, he would brush his teeth, and that was how you got nightmares. And I would ask him, why are you brushing your teeth? That's how you get rid of the nightmares, Dad. You do it you brush your teeth and they don't come back. I remember him telling me this at like 5 years old. And at the time I wasn't too freaked out about it. In fact, I was kind of like, oh, this is fine. What a weird thing to do. He'll get over it. And he did. He quit doing it after a while. And, he's almost 20 now and he's not brushed his teeth in the middle of the night anymore. But is that a thing to alarm somebody? Should they see that and go, ooh, we should be careful? Or are you saying that also can be a one-off?
Yes. And that's part of this idea. And this is what's hard about parenting, right? Is some things are fleeting and still alarming, but they're still kind of normal. Mm-hmm. It's just weird. We don't know about it. So that is kind of cute. And again, thinking more in terms of age range and level of distress. So, for example, a 5-year-old saying, I'm brushing my teeth so that the nightmares end, you can just go, cute, pat on head, go to bed. And then if he doesn't outgrow it and he's 12 still, and his gums are bleeding and his teeth are falling out, well, obviously you have a problem, right? So it's about holding back some of your own fear about what something is until it works itself out. It's like generations of parents colliding inside of you, right? Parents who are just like, you'll be fine. Mm-hmm. And the current parenting environment, which is like, are you okay? Are you okay? Like both are bad for us in those extremes.
Right.
The anxious parent of nowadays creates anxiety in children. Like it's a problem. And parents who were almost neglectful, it would be kind of dreamy in the 70s. Let's be honest. Your kid just came home to eat and that was it. But that is like, obviously lots of crap happened to people because adults weren't paying attention or helping. So, the magic is in the middle. And I think the key really is to check your own level of anxiety about a thing, right? So maybe you're generally worried about that kid and now he's doing something weird and you're like, oh no, and I'm going to save him. Well, first of all, maybe talk to your pediatrician, maybe Google a little bit, find out that some creative behavior like that is not a big deal. Now, it's, you don't 100% ignore it and you pay attention. Well, eventually it goes away. And I think if you ask most parents, their kids did weird stuff and then they just stopped doing it.
Yeah.
And that is just childhood and normal and nothing to be alarmed of. Mm-hmm. It's the chronic version of those things, or like they even said in the email, it's already getting better. Mm-hmm. They're on the right road and it will naturally run its course. I'm just giving a little more extreme versions so that you have, you got to make it exciting.
Yeah. In other words, if you like Van's, a year and 3-4 months or whatever, and he's got this thing now where if there's anything with a lid on it, he wants to open it and close it, open it and close it, open it and close it, and nonstop. He'll do it forever until you say it's time for a nap or let's eat or whatever. And it might be easy for some parents, especially in a more nervous parent time, like you were saying, where we're a little more extreme on, are you okay? To see that and go, oh no, he's got repetitive OCD brain disorder. I got to get him into the thing and have him on 15 drugs and all that. You may want to freak out and do that. But really, honestly, this is like part of the kid's growth. Like this is him going, it opens, it closes, it opens. What does that mean? I don't know how I'm doing this, but I really like this. Okay, that's cool. Now it's opening and now it's good. Like it's part of their development and you shouldn't get too stressed about that stuff. It's easy to, right. And I get it. But unless he's doing it when he's 12 and can't stop opening and shutting a thing, or, whatever age that starts to be a problem, then I get it. Then you want to start making the phone calls. But
well, and it's easy when you've got your grown children for you to say it gets, because you have experience where it goes away.
Right, exactly.
Whereas when it's your first kid or even it's really tricky. And then of course, you are looking for, you're just trying to do the right thing. And that's the thing, is a lot of very good, conscientious parents wanting to do the right thing. I have this cute neighbor whose little boy, that thing, I say that because he was a tiny, tiny human who was walking at 8 months. It was creepy. He was
Wow.
so little. And she's like, well, he hasn't said any words. He's like 18 months now. And I'm like, because you know what his brain was doing? It was walking.
Yeah.
Like that's kids who never shut up, sat still for a good year or more, right? Like, so some of that is figuring it out. And of course, now he started talking. So, but you're scared, like, okay, is this autism? What do I need to do? And, you know, if I help him now, and we're all just anxious and want to do the right thing. And
Right.
I think there's another piece to this that, heaven forbid, we have a whole show where we don't talk about the pandemic, but you are also staring at your people and noticing things maybe more so than in another time. So I think it's upped the anxiety a little bit about how everyone's doing. Because also parents maybe aren't doing so well, and they can see that their kid's not doing so well. They don't know what to do. And I don't know about you guys, but I can't go to a regular doctor right now. So like it feels very, you know, it's a tenuous position for especially young families and little kids. And you're doing the best that you can. It's tricky. It's really tricky. And so what we need is, number one, the pandemic to be just magically over. And then number two, you know, there's maybe hearing reassuring voices of older parents. I think it's one thing we've sort of missed out in our culture of individualism. We're not sort of raising kids around on the same street as their grandparents and cousins, and, you know, everyone's in each other's faces. That's hard in its own way.
Yeah.
But there was some just normalizing, and there was someone else can worry with you or not tell you not to worry.
Yeah, it's funny you say that, because that's how Kim grew up. And so that's how she behaves now. Like she'll do stuff with her, you know, with her nieces and nephews, or reach out to them, especially right now, in ways that I didn't even think of. It's like, oh yeah, of course. Well, yeah, you could do that because they just live in Orem or whatever. And she'll think of those things because she's used to that. When she grew up, she had her uncles and aunts all lived on the same street. Her grandparents lived 2 doors down from that. Like everybody lived in the same Mississippi Bayou, basically. And so she's got that kind of built into her, but it's not a thing that I was used to. Like, I feel like we saw, you know, Aunt Susan once a year or whatever, just long enough for Uncle Joel to tell me 2 dirty jokes and then leave. Like, it just wasn't a long time, right? So the other thing I was going to say, what was it? I was going to say a thing about, so there's another thing going on with Van. He fell. He's been walking, right? So he's walking now and trucking all over the place, doing great. But he biffed it pretty hard the other day. Just normal sort of kid slammed into the floor.
Falling over.
Yeah, just falling over. It's part of the deal. And while that's hard to deal with, you know, for him in the moment, because he usually goes, but then he gets up and walks again. This time he got up and walked again, but now is limping. And so we're like, uh-oh, what the frick is that? So it got a little worse over a couple of days. So Taylor was now in this position of, all right, in a pandemic, I've got to take this kid in, get x-rays, like all of that stress. It's hard. Like, I don't envy that, because this is normal stuff. Kids banging around, knocking into things, bonking their heads on walls. I was talking to John Jagger yesterday, one of our cohorts here on the Frog Pants Network, and he's in a situation where he's helping with kids, and one of the kids slammed their eye onto a table corner, and it was so bad they had to take him in and take him to an ER. Nobody wants to do that during a pandemic, but they're kids. They get hurt. Like, it's really hard. I just wanted to say that because I just feel for parents who have little ones who are just having normal bumps and scrapes, and some of them need care. Some of them need more than just rub some dirt in it and
put a Band-Aid on and say, go play some more.
Yeah, what a weird time to have to do that, you know?
Yeah, and I'm one of those parents that I've always done that. They like, it's got to be a protruding bone. And then now I'm like, I really don't even have a choice.
Right.
I'm like, I've wasted all these opportunities where I could have gotten healthcare, and now I can't have it. Yeah, no, it really is. It's strange, and it's a tricky time. And, you know, kids do really weird stuff, and then parents make mistakes, and, you know, we're all pretty good at being critical of one another and of ourselves. And that is a challenging thing to do, especially when now there's nothing distracting us from seeing our own faults. Right. Feels like a, you know, pressure cooker of all the stuff we really should have worked on, or we need help with, or, you know, whatever. And that can be daunting and depressing. And this thing has lasted long enough that we've gone through phases of things, and that's really tricky.
Yeah, humans are bad at the long term restrictions, and guess who's worse at it? Americans, because we think we should just do whatever we want to do, and
we are so bad at it.
It's kind of rough. We're hitting a weird. I don't know. We're at a weird point right now. I mean, and I feel it. It's normal, right? I totally feel this. I feel like, oh, I've had it. I want to go. Let's go. Let's get out. Mm-hmm. Let's do it. But, and the other part of me is like, no, you can't do that. What are you doing? You can't do that. Mm-hmm. But it's still the voice is there that says, it's taking too long. You just go headlong into it. And, it's just herd immunity.
My antibodies will build up. Come on.
I bet I can take it. Tough. I can do it. I can totally do this. I want my haircut or whatever.
And have you had this feeling or this experience where you feel that way and you kind of almost think, you know what, we're just gonna, I don't know, these kids have not left the property for 6 weeks. This is not okay. And then I listen to a podcast and I'm like, never mind, we're good. We're never leaving.
Well, and that's the other thing. I go through bouts of guilt of like, I've still been able to work and make it work and it's okay. And, we got a little savings and all this sort of stuff. We're doing okay. But I know there are people who aren't. They're having a really hard time. So talking around this thing, I have to think about my, that whole the check your privilege thing. It's like, it's real. It's a real thing. And so there's a reason people get mad at some celebrity sitting in their $4 million house in Malibu with a webcam on and they can see for 6 miles back into their living room because it's that big. And they hear them going, oh, it's been really, it's been rough here for us to bear. It's like, well, really has it been? Like, I understand that. I know that I understand how that must feel. And we're all in some position in that line, right? Like at some point, somebody's at the very back of that line and everybody's got it better during this than they do. And then there's somebody at the front who has no idea.
A great way to say it is that we're not in the same boat. We're all in the same storm. Mm-hmm. And everyone's got their own boat, different size boats.
That's a really good point. I think that's it, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We're not in this together. We're not in the same boat together. We're in the same ocean. Or, that doesn't even work because parts of the ocean are...
Storm.
The same storm. All right, yeah, you're right. I bet you had it right the first time. Storm is the correct answer.
No need to update it.
Yeah, it was good the way it was. This doesn't need a sequel. This is a perfectly fine film on its own. Well, anyway, all right. Well, so as far as, do you have any kind of what resources do parents want to look for stuff like helping my kids with nightmares and fears like that? Do you have anything that's kind of a go-to?
Just some reputable websites that, some pediatrician general topics about it, right? There's plenty of stuff out there. Go to the Mayo Clinic. It's been written about endlessly because it's super common. Mm-hmm. Scott, just in your own immediate family and yourself, you have 3 stories, right? Mm-hmm. And all 3 ended fine, and everyone moves on.
Yeah.
And we have sleepwalkers. My genetic line is not the nightmares; it's the sleepwalking.
Oh yeah.
So I was a sleepwalker. Abe is the most amazing, hilarious sleepwalker. He stares at you. It's terrible.
I'm really glad I hadn't heard this. I'm glad to hear someone carried it on because I've told these people about you getting out on like the window ledge of the old house.
Yeah, that was freaky. I used to for sure knew I could fly, so that's what I was probably trying to do.
You're probably trying to fly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's freaky, but. I think
Did you believe you could touch the sky?
Yeah, I did.
Nice, Brian. Nice.
Very good. No, you know what it is? It's that every kid, childhood is bizarre in some ways, right? And, as parents, we just want happy and healthy and they're going to do fine and everything means things are going well. Well, that's not real. Things are going to happen and hiccups start and again it's like vigilance with some chill would be a great formula of just you're aware and you're meeting your kids' needs basically, but you're not overdoing it because you can create other problems with that overdoing. And I think they've done a lot of awesome ideas. I love the t-shirt idea. I like the they're working with the kid. Yeah, like what works for him, and it will fade. And then you just have some good conversations about how how consuming certain media and material affects you, and to be a little careful. Like, you have tomatoes and you got gas for 2 days. Like, don't eat tomatoes, Brian, or whatever. It's the same thing with sleep. And really, we have I don't want to.
It's like Wendy knows you, Brian. It's like she knows specifically about your tomato fart problem.
Both of those. Yeah, I have lots of those problems. I had to mute my mic several times because of that, because I had tomatoes with breakfast.
My favorite meme of the COVID crisis is people used to cough to cover their farts. Now they're farting to cover their cough.
That's amazing. I hadn't heard that. That's good. All right. Anyway.
But the point being that you as a kid can start to learn sleep hygiene. And, one thing in working with clients who are struggling with a number of things, 100% of them have sleep problems. I mean, I don't know the statistics. I haven't looked this up, but sleep is just one of those things, Americans in particular, we really are in trouble about.
Yeah.
We don't do it well, and it underlies a lot of medical problems, or it can help create medical problems. Poor sleep habits take years off your life. And so you're giving a kid a gift to say, hey, here's how we handle this. Here's some resources and you got it. And then also, hey, we got to take care of what we put in our brains, especially if your brain likes to do crazier stuff than other people. Other people can watch Coraline. Remember that movie?
I love Coraline.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can show it to your son, Abe, and he will have nightmares for 4 years.
Yeah, he didn't like that. I remember you talking about that before.
So you've got to figure that now. Abe can, all of it's gone. He's 14 years old. None of this happens anymore. Mm-hmm. We've worked relentlessly on his sleep hygiene, and he's doing pretty good. Yeah. But at a younger age, I thought, we're dead. He sleepwalks. He's creepy. He can't watch a TV show without losing his mind. This is never going to work.
I love that you say he's creepy.
So it comes. But your chill, as well as like helping him learn skills and managing sleep, is huge. And I think that's hard for a lot of us because we all have terrible sleep hygiene, and then we're trying to teach our kids, the same thing. So that would be a valuable sort of thing to think about going forward, how to help him kind of monitor that a little bit himself.
Well,
however old this kid is.
This is all. Well, I keep making this assumption that it's somewhere between like 5 and 8, but I don't actually know. I guess. But hopefully this is helpful to you and other parents out there listening, and that this kind of stuff is normal. In this particular case, I don't know. It's also a nice opportunity to just go in there and show them a bunch of love, and they feel safe in your arms. And I don't know. Those are good moments. Those are fun things to have happen anyway. So now you have
they also end.
Yeah, and that was that's how I got rid of that freaking monster when I was a kid. His dad, in a very loving way, explained ways I could maybe help get rid of the thing, and we did. And it came back as a nice bird, and I had a bird until it flew away in Lake Powell.
And his name was Pete,
His
right?
name was Pete. And you named a kid Pete. I think he lives on in Pete.
He does. I'll tell you what.
Weird.
Oh boy, that kid.
Yeah.
Okay, really quick, I forgot a resource, and they can find other sources like this. I always talk about this app because it's the only one I've ever paid for, and I love it. Which is Calm.
Oh yeah, Calm.
It's a meditation app, but they have sleep stories. Like right now, there is a sleep story from the Isle of is it Todor? Whatever. It's the Thomas the Tank Engine stuff.
Oh.
And it would be a perfect one for a kid. So you can get a free week's like trial and then just cancel it and just use some of the sleep stories and just see what happens. He loves to hear a story. He needs that bedtime story. What if you're playing him the dang most soothing voice you've ever heard talk about Thomas the Tank Engine in a non-exciting way, and the kid sleeps.
Yeah, they're starting to get like celebrity people on there too. Like, who's the guy? It was a dude in Game of Thrones. He was kind of a jerk in Game of Thrones, but he has this amazing British accent, and it's such a deep tone. And he does a bunch of stuff on Calm. Like, there's cool stuff on there.
And I think P. Diddy's doing some meditations. Like there's some things happening.
Strange days.
That is weird.
But a sleep story, you should give one a shot, I think, just to see what he does. I mean, my kids sometimes just ask for it when they're snuggling in the afternoon because they just love to listen to it. So that might save your sanity to not have to read a giant story every night.
Well, there you go then. Don't forget, folks, to check out realsteps.org if you want to be a part of that program. New incumbents. No, that's not the word. New recruits coming soon.
Recruits, yes. It's going to be in August, so you got plenty of time, but sign up sooner and then or just your email, and then we'll send you more information. And it's going to be all.
It's over at realsteps.com or org rather, and you can find all the details about what it is, how it works. We've talked about it on the show a lot, but you can get the whole skinny right there. Wendy, have a fantastic week.
Thanks. You too.
Don't sleepwalk. Bye.
See you, Wendy.
Sleepwalker McGee. That's sister of mine. All right. Couple of quick things.
Sure.
So normally this time of year, this week of every year, Carter and I do the free comic book day thing where we create free comic book prints and then send them to everybody for free. And we didn't do it this year because A, it's very expensive to do. B, we can't control shipping lanes right now, and shipping to especially out of the country is a nightmare right now. Stuff's
it's not like the two of you can really get together and work on this together, which is part of it.
That is part of it. We like doing that. We could do it separate if we needed to, but you're right. It's part of the fun.
It's no fun.
Yeah. So because of that, and because we didn't do it, instead we just had a massive sale on the store. It ends Friday. I haven't talked about it on the show because I always forget to pimp my own things, but if you are interested in a massive store, 25% off anything in the store, use the code SODISTANT. And all the details are on the store. So if you don't remember what I'm saying right now, it's up there at frogpants.com/store. By the way, any order that includes a print, you'll receive an additional surprise print as a bonus. You order one, you get one free. You buy 3 prints, you get 3 free. So it stacks.
Whoa.
Yeah. You buy 10 prints, you get 10 free prints. It's crazy. So if you like cool art and nerdy stuff, a bunch of Carter stuff's up there. My stuff's up there. Go check it out. It is So Distant, SODISTANT, to get 25%.
And of course,
off.
the chat room is trying to figure out every other spelling you could make with So Distant.
Oh, like sew your clothes.
SEW or sow your oats.
Yeah. Or sow distant. I like that one. Like a cow, or not a cow, a pig.
That's the sow your oats distant.
Oh, yeah. Is it?
SOW.
I thought SEW. I thought it was always so like SEW your oats. No?
No, you're not sewing your oats together with needle and thread.
I didn't know this. This whole time I thought it was spelled that way. Oh, look at that. It is SOW.
Yeah. I like that you check it.
Well, no, not that I didn't believe you. I just can't believe my whole life I thought it was SEW. I really did.
Yeah.
So if somebody said, "Oh, you're sowing your wild oats," I thought it was SEW. So did other people. Look at this. This bunch of Google answer people. They're as dumb as I am. They're like, "How do you sow your own oats?" And people are like, "Well, first of all, it's sow or SOW.
Yeah.
Second of all, it means you get it on.
Getting it on.
Getting it on." All right. Well done, everybody. PM tomorrow, 3:30 Mountain Time. Dan will be here. We got confirmed Danage.
Talking tabletop.
Yep, that'll be fun. So that's for you folks that support us on Patreon at patreon.com/TMS. Also, Film Sack of this Saturday. We're doing Bandits and Core tonight. It was normally Wednesdays. Tonight we had to move it because John had a thing. So tonight we do Core. Very excited because we'll have that Xbox news by then, and we'll talk all about it. And then there will be Dungeons on Sunday. I think that's everything I have. Brian, unless you have anything else, we should do a song.
I've got nothing else. That is all I have as well.
Okay.
So, but I do have a song. I do actually have a song. Sean wrote in, said, "It's my wonderful partner's birthday on the 5th of May. I know it was a couple days ago, and he listens to your podcast, The Morning Stream, avidly. He's always going Brian and Scott in his ears. That's why he's never listening to me. Oh, and his name is Mark. Oh, hi, Mark. That would probably help. Thank you, Sean and Mark. Really short and sweet email, and the request is anything by Cher or a cover. Well, let's do a cover of Cher. Specifically, a cover of a Sonny and Cher song. Man,